I'll leave the floor to University of Pisa and enjoy tonight's webinar.
Okay, hello, and thank you very much for being here. I'm extremely honored to be the person in charge of presenting to you the University of Pisa. So I hope I will guide you in this tour to highlight the good things of our university. So let's start with Pisa, a city campus. So as you see from the slide, Pisa is a city in north of Italy, a lovely river which is called Arno. For those familiar with literature, is one of the rivers where Dante quotes. This is the city, this is the train station, and up here is, as you probably know, the Square of Miracles with the tower, with the dome and the baptistry. So this is basically a 20 minutes walking from the station to the tower, which means that Pisa is a little tiny city. The university, as the title of our presentation, a city campus, is a city with several departments distributed all over the city. So you do not have to think of all the buildings together, but buildings are distributed along the city. So while you walk, you will have humanities building, the building of chemistry, engineering, mathematics, and all the others. So this is basically Pisa. And this is a small picture to show the beauty of our city. Of course, these are the tower, the dome, and the baptistry. Behind are the mountains. It's very close to the mountains. If you want to ski, and I love skiing, with an hour and a half of driving, you can reach a nice place to ski. But of course, there are also other things very close to Pisa. Sorry, first mistake of the name that probably I will do. I wanted to highlight how Pisa is also close to the sea, which is much closer than the mountains. So by car, you will take a 10 minutes drive to get to the beach. This is another picture of one of the squares in Pisa. So while you walk to move from one class to another, you have the chance to see this nice square. And last but not least, it's not very easy, I'm sorry. Sorry again. This is San Rossore field, which is a nice forest on the verge of the city. And finally, this is the international airport. Why is it important for us to show you the airport? Because Pisa airport is very close to the city. You can even walk to the airport. It takes basically 25 minutes walking from the city center to the airport. It's probably the closest to the center in the world. And the very good thing of Pisa is that it's connected to many European cities. There are several low cost. You can fly in an hour to Brussels or to many other cities, which makes an advantage in studying, choosing Pisa as a place. At the same time, I just go back to this picture. Here you can see the train station, which also connects Pisa to the most important cities in Italy. It's less than an hour from Florence, less than 3 hours from Rome, 4 hours from Venice. So feel free to come to Pisa, study, and have a look at the many nice cities in Italy. Okay, so what else do you have in Pisa? So let us move to the different departments that we have in our city. As you can see, we have 20 different departments ranging from biology down to veterinary. Pisa is a generalist university, which means that you can basically study whatever you want. You can choose Pisa for all the different departments. Of course, these are the departments which host programs both in Italian and in English. I will mainly concentrate on those in English at a later stage in the presentation. So these are also another important thing in Pisa, the 11 museums that are spread all over the town. This one is the so-called Certosa of Calci, the Charter House of Calci, which is 20 minutes distance from Pisa. It's a 14th century monastery. And here, I'm not sure if you can see the arrow of my mouse. This is the Natural Museum, which is this one. This is a skeleton of a whale, which is located in the Natural Museum. So once you have a walk in the countryside and you have a look at the monastery, you can also have the experience of the Natural Museum. Then we can finally, again, move to another important thing in Pisa, which is the University Botanic Garden. This is the oldest University Botanic Garden in the world. It is inside the city. You can also have classes there. So while if you want to take a break from classes, you can have a walk in here, relax, study, have a read, and then go back to class. Another museum is the Museum of Computing Machinery, which hosts the story of the machines with which we calculate things, and it combines past, present, and future. This is the main idea of the University of Pisa. I'll go back to that in a minute. So this is in terms of the 11 museums that you can find in Pisa. What else you can have in Pisa? Libraries. We are particularly proud of our libraries because we have been able to renovate old building to update them with highly newly and furnished places. This, for example, is the Library of History and Philosophy, and this is one, to me at least, of my most favorite libraries in Pisa. This is the Library of Orientalist Studies, which, as you can see, has been renewing. It's the result of the refreshment of an old church. And of course, outside of the libraries, you can have a walk and relax on the benches. Libraries are fully furnished. You have, of course, wireless. You have access to thousands of journals through the web. And the very good thing is that the libraries are open, the majority of them are open 7 days a week, from 8:30 in the morning to midnight. You can study and have a chat, meet people, have friendship, and who knows. So this is in terms of the libraries. Another very important part of the universities are the laboratories. This is one of the old ones because we like to present ourselves as a university that has moved from the past to the present to the future. So this is a chemistry lab, and this is a brand new laboratory of veterinary and agricultural sciences. This one is another laboratory of archaeology. I'll go back to this because it's one of our excellence, but just to highlight that you can have access easily to laboratories to practice what you have been learning so far in classes. Okay, so we move from laboratories to a general overview of Pisa. One of the most amazing things in Pisa is a very tiny town, I said, 100,000 people. And in addition to those inhabitants, we have basically 56,500 people working, studying in university. As you see from the slide, we have basically 51,000 students, 3,500 professors, and 2,000 administrative staff, which means that basically a third of the people walking in the street are of the university, which means that the population is very young, because you always have the feeling to meet young people, students, but also young professors and young administrative staff. Who are these students? So 51,000 students are both Italian and international students, which are who are enrolled in different programs from BA to MA to PhD. And out of those students, almost 4,000 students are international. They come from all over the world. They attend either a semester or a year, or they are enrolled in our BAs and MAs. They also attend PhD and or winter and summer schools, or they are part of the many exchange programs that we have all over the world. In Europe, but also all over the world, from South America to Korea to Canada. I would like to remind that Pisa has been one of the first universities in Italy to be part of the Erasmus Charter. We started almost more than 30 years ago. So we had Italian students going abroad or foreign students coming to Pisa. And the very nice thing in Pisa is that you can easily listen to foreign languages while walking. You move from a class to another and listen to different languages from all over the world. So this is just a presentation of Pisa, what is Pisa, and why I like working in Pisa. So let us move to the reasons why we believe that Pisa is an excellent university. As you see from this slide, excellence is one of the key words that we love to use in Pisa. Excellence is achieved through a combination of education, research, and innovation. And excellence has been one of the brands of Pisa University from the past onwards. I would like to bring you to have a look at 4 types of excellence that we have in Pisa. Let's start from Walkman. So who is Walkman? Walkman is a robot, and he is a 185 meters tall robot, 100 kilos of weight. And what does he do? He does many different things. So he is able to walk, to open doors, use tools, which means it can be used in different situations, from emergency to other things. This robot has been produced by University of Pisa and other researchers of other Italian universities in the Piaggio Foundation, which is very close to Pisa, and is probably, I guess you have heard of Piaggio because Piaggio has produced Vespa. So if you are in love with the movies from the 60s and you like Roman holidays, the Vespa is the one that Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck were using to go around the city, and that Piaggio is the place where Walkman has been built. Second excellence of our university, the archaeological laboratory, which we highlighted a few minutes ago. As I said earlier, excellence characterizes Pisa from the past to the future. In particular, if we think of Egyptology, Pisa is the best university in Italy in terms of Egyptology, one of the best in the world, and that is not something new. Ippolito Rossellini was one of the professors of the University of Pisa, and he went with Napoleon and the French expedition to Egypt at the end of the 18th century. So he was one of the ones who contributed to read, understand, to decipher the hieroglyphics. And Egyptology is a fantastic subject to study in Pisa. You can study both in Pisa or abroad, where, of course, in Egypt, where we have summer schools and excavation projects which are ongoing at the moment. And if you decide to choose Egyptology, then you can also go to Egypt. Third excellence of Pisa is computer science. We love to present ourselves as the cradle of computer science. Pisa is the place in which the first electronic computer in the world was built in 1955, and the first degree of computing in Italy was created in Pisa. So from the past to the present, big data is one of the fields of excellence of computer sciences in Pisa. big data are fundamental for sociological, political researchers. You need to analyze a huge amount of data to understand the behaviors of contemporary population. And we do that in Pisa. For example, we have a one-year specialization term in which you study big data for a year in Pisa. Fourth, last but not least, excellence in Pisa is medicine. Once again, we used to be great in medicine in the past, and we still are now. Andrea Vesalio was professor at the University of Pisa in the 16th century, and he was basically the founder of modern human anatomy. He used to be a teacher of the University of Pisa at that time, and still nowadays we are excellent. Pisa is one of the 10 centers in the world that use the Da Vinci robot, which is fundamental to be used in different types of specialties, from gynecology to surgery, to heart surgery, and to transplant surgery. So again, medicine is another of our excellences. And now let us have a look to those who studied in Pisa. Of course, the most famous person who studied and taught in Pisa is Galileo Galilei. And this is not a surprise, because Pisa is more than 700 years old, because we were born in 1343. And since then, we have been hosting different types of studies. We also like to present our logo. The cherub is the logo of the university, and the cherub is one of the most interesting angels among the many that surround God. The cherub is the one who is closest to God. He is behind the throne of God, and is basically the instrument to distribute knowledge and wisdom to the world. And we like to present ourselves as a place in which we learn and we teach other people to develop knowledge and wisdom in terms of values, in terms of openness, in terms of inclusion. This is Pisa. And Galileo Galilei was one of the first important people who studied and also taught in Pisa. So I'm sure you are aware that Galileo Galilei was basically the creator of modern astronomy. He supported the heliocentric theories, but you probably do not know that he was also born in Pisa. You can have a look at the place in which he was born. So if you move from one part to the other, you can have a look at the place Casa Ammanniti. Ammanniti was the surname of Galileo Galilei's mother. And you also might not know that the famous dialogue on the systems that Galileo wrote, we have a copy in our university, which is located in the office of the rector, but you might have a look if you come to Pisa. So Galileo Galilei was one of the first, but we also had, other important students. Well, tuition fees is also important because, of course, money is relevant. So after Galileo, I would like to attract your attention on the several Nobel Prizes that we had in Pisa, from literature, Carducci, to physics, to the very contemporary last year results of Alessio Figali, who won the Field Medal, which is basically the Nobel Prize for for mathematics, given to people who are less than 40 years old. So once again, from the past to the present, to other important people who studied in Pisa, we had 2 presidents of the Republic, 2 prime ministers, several directors. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Italian cinema, which is a nice one, but Mario Monicelli and the Italiani brothers also studied in Pisa. But I guess that you are familiar with this one, Andrea Bocelli, the famous Italian singer, who was born very close to Pisa and studied in Pisa. And if you are a student in Pisa, you can take advantage in the summer to visit his town, which is very close to Pisa, where he has built a fantastic theater of silence where he performs in summer. So if you study, if you want to have a break in summer, you can have a walk and listen to Andrea Bocelli in the surroundings of Pisa. Okay, so this is basically an introduction. Let us highlight the several degrees that we have in Pisa. As I said earlier, Pisa is a generalist university. You can study different things. You can study BAs and MAs in several topics, ranging from mathematics, physics, and natural sciences, moving to health sciences, to humanities, to social sciences, to engineering, to agriculture and veterinary sciences. So these are degrees taught in Italian, but also in English. So finally, let's move to the programs which are taught in English. This is a link to all the information, so I'm here to give you an idea of what is Pisa, but for more detailed information, please have a look at the website when you have all the detailed information. So let's move to the foundation course. What is the foundation course, which is a very recent program, and if I may say, I'm really proud to be part of that. I'm the scientific coordinator of one of the two branches of the foundation course. The foundation course, this is the third year of its activation. Pisa was the first university in Pisa to host a foundation course. It's a one-year program entirely taught in English, which is thought for students who do not have 12 years of total education and want to study in university, so they need basically a bridge year. So the foundation course bridge the gap for the students who have not developed 12 years of education. And you can choose two different curricula, the foundation course in humanities and the foundation course in sciences, but you can also mix the two, taking some topics from the first and some topics from the second. So just to have a clear idea of the foundation, here you have on the left the foundation course in humanities with several subjects that you have to study once you are in Pisa. And you also have on the right side the foundation course in sciences. So you can study either the foundation course in humanities or the one in sciences, or also mix the two. And in addition to that, you have courses of Italian language and culture. The idea of the foundation is give the students the chance to bridge the gap, to basically enter university, also to discover what is Italy, its language, and its culture. Who can apply? I basically said that. All international students who have either 10 or 11 years of schooling, but also American students who have not taken the famous APs, the Advanced Placement, and want to move to a university, they can also join the foundation course. What are we waiting for? Just apply. How? Let's have a look at an experience by one of the current students who are enrolled in the program, Noemi, 18 years old from Sri Lanka. Here you are.
Hey guys, my name is Noemi, and I was born in Italy and raised here, but I'm from Sri Lanka and I studied in Sri Lanka. I chose Pisa not only because it's one of the most known cities of education, but also because it is the only city which provided me with the foundation course. That was exactly what I needed. And I find very comfortable here and happy because it's a city full of students and it's quite small, so it's easy to travel around. You can go everywhere by just walking. And I found the program very useful because I can recover the 2 years that I lost in just 1 year. And it's not stressful, not heavy at all like the high school. The cost here is not that high, so it's perfect for like a student like me. and it's not so far from where I come from, which is Bologna, so I can once in a while go and visit home. And yeah, it's helping me to, like, it's not only giving me the chance to continue with my studies, but also gives me an opportunity to get ready for university later on in future. And the best thing about it is that it's in English, so I can continue the way I started it.
Sorry, I'm not very quick as I was expecting to be. So thanks to Noemi, and we can now move to the second program that we have in English, which is the Bachelor Degree in Humanities, the so-called IPH. The International Program in Humanities is a one-year program taught in English. It deals with different subjects and allows students to move from that year taught in English to a second and third year taught in Italian. So the students of the IPH can move from this first year to a second year of our different degrees: history, philosophy, culture, heritage, performing arts and communication, and foreign languages and literature. So basically these are the topics that you study. You have to take courses from different subjects, which are the ones that you are basically expected to study if you are enrolled in a humanities degree, from history to archaeology to art to philosophy to literature. And who can apply? Basically all those people who have 12 years of education, who do not still know Italian, that are willing to study these topics in Pisa for several reasons, the ones that I have explained so far. So those students can apply. They should be selected, of course, and once accepted, they can start having a big course with us. Let us also have a video with two of our fantastic students, İpek from Turkey and Marco from Macedonia.
Hi, I'm İpek. I'm coming from Turkey and I'm 20 years old.
Hi, I'm Marco. I'm coming from Macedonia and I'm 18 years old.
We're currently in the IPH program, the International Program in Humanities. It's the first year of a bachelor degree you can choose. And we chose
Science of Communication and Performing Arts.
One of the reasons we chose IPH is that the first year is totally in English.
And also we are taking the Italian courses throughout the whole year.
Another reason we chose IPH is that it's filled with international students with different backgrounds.
Such as Japan, Spain,
Ireland,
Bulgaria, Macedonia,
Turkey, all over the world. And we love Pisa because it's such an affordable city.
And it's a really good city for students to hang out. There are so many cafes, bars, and really good places to hang out.
It's a good city to learn about Italy, Italian culture, Italian food, Italian language, everything. So why don't you apply?
Don't miss this opportunity and we are waiting for you. Ciao!
Okay, thanks to İpek and Marco for their performance. And let us now move to third program that we have in English, which is the Bachelor Degree in Business and Economics, which is a 3-year program of 180 credits, entirely taught in English, in which you basically have the typical subject you are expected to prepare in a degree of economics, from economics to statistics, to mathematics, to marketing, to law, to business. Who can apply to the bachelor degree in economics? Basically, whoever has 12 years of education, who is fluent in English. Once again, you do not need to know Italian if you apply to our courses taught entirely in English. So if you are a student interested in learning economics and have 12 years of education, feel free to have a look at this page. You have the address at the bottom of the slide. have a look. Have also a look at the deadline to be in time for the application, and just apply. Let us have the opinion of Carlos, who is attending at the moment his bachelor degree. Carlos, 20 years old, from Colombia.
Hello, my name is Carlos Bernal. I was born in Colombia, Bogota, and was raised in the US of A. I chose Pisa, this beautiful city, for the community, the university, and the people, and the international outlook that the program Business and Management for Economics has. You are able to meet your professors, enjoy a small environment, and get to not only learn economics, business, but Italian in a city where the campus and the city itself merge into one, making a transition where you're able to truly experience the world as an individual and as a student, where English and Italian can come together, and in a community that supports you and what your interests are.
Thanks, Carlos, for your presentation. So, if you want to be one of the 90 students who are accepted for the first year of the Bachelor in Economics, have a look and apply. We can now move to the master's degree programs. We have 12 masters entirely taught in English in different fields, from engineering to computer sciences, to economics, to geophysics, to neurosciences. All these programs are master programs, which means there are 2-year graduate programs, which means that you need to take 120 credits in 2 years. Who can apply? Whoever has a BA in a related topic. So if you want to have a look and understand how it works, the application, go here, apply mscenglish.up.ht, and then you can select your own master, the one you are looking for, and understand which are the requirements that you need in order to be accepted. Of course, in each master there will be a evaluation committee who will decide whether your BA is sufficient in order to be accepted. I hope there will be many who will be accepted. There are several deadlines. Have a look at the page, because each master has a different deadline, so please be aware that it's important to apply on time without letting the deadline overcome. So let's start with this overview of the 12 masters, starting from the first one, which is Aerospace Engineering. The program is basically for whoever is willing to have a career in aerospace, either in the Air Force or in a civil industry. What does this master is about? As the title explains, is aerospace. You can study different topics ranging from electronic propulsion to space systems, to rocket propulsion, to aerospace structures and mechanisms. And you will have a fantastic environment to study all of that with students coming from all over the world. We also have in the room the pleasure to host Vittorio, who is just in front of me. You might see him later. So feel free to address to him questions concerning this specific master. The second master that I want to attract your attention to is the Artificial Intelligence and Data Engineering. It's a brandly new program which builds its expertise on a program that we had until last year, which is Embedded Computing Systems. We have a video by Natalia from Macedonia who can give you several informations.
Hi, I'm Natalia and I come from Macedonia. I'm doing a master degree course in embedded computing systems at the University of Pisa, and this is my second year doing it. I chose this program because it was very specific and abundant in courses that I consider would be of my benefit in future, and also it was different from the others in terms that it offered courses which are in-depth and practical, and this was crucial for me to choose this program. I decided to continue my education at the University of Pisa because of the prestige and renommee that the University of Pisa has, and also studying at one of the oldest and most famous universities was an honor for me. I would also like to mention that I also chose Pisa because it's located in the central part of Italy, which makes reaching the rest of the country from here very easily. Life in Pisa is very dynamic and very entertaining. There are lots of activities going on throughout the whole year, and I would suggest that Pisa is the best place to blend with the Italian culture, with the Italian cuisine and food. About the courses, what I mostly like is the practical approach we take, because we are doing many practical projects which are very similar to the ones being done at the real field, at the job field. And also the courses are very flexible in terms that they try to adjust to the latest technological trends so that we as students keep up with the latest technological trends.
Okay, thanks Natalia for your interview, and let us move to a third master, which is the Master in Bionics Engineering. As the title suggests, this master combines robotics and medicine neurosciences, and is basically open the door to find a job in industries that produce micro or nanotechnologies. You can study different topics, from applied brain science to neural processes to many other that you can of course find online. I'm very happy to present you one of the testimonials, Arturo, who is here, so feel free to address questions to him in the Q&A space at the end of my presentation. Can I move to the fourth master, which is Data Science and Business Informatics, which once again combines two different approaches. The first one, computer sciences, and the second one is business. One of the common elements in all masters is that they are interdisciplinary. They try to combine one topic with the other in order to prepare students for the job market, which is over and over requesting people who are able to do different things and have knowledge on different backgrounds. Another master, which is also very important, is the computer engineering, which basically tries to combine computer sciences with new needs of requests of field of informatics. The computer engineering try to teach students how to design, develop, analyze highly complex computer systems. And you will study different topics ranging from cybersecurity to electronic and communication systems to data mining. Then let us move to another master, which is our sixth master in computer science, which has 4 different curricula, as you can see from the slide, from artificial intelligence to ICT solution architecture to data and knowledge to software. We have a video from an Italian student who studied computer science and now moved to the PhD. Just keep in mind that several of these masters allow students not only to enter the job market, but also to move to a career in academics. So let's listen to the presentation of Stefano.
Hi, my name is Stefano and I'm a PhD student in computer science at the University of Pisa. I was born and raised here, and I think Pisa is an ideal place where to live, work and study. It is lively, everything is within bike distance, and you can quickly reach the seaside or the mountains for a quick break. Hence, the University of Pisa was the natural choice for my bachelor's in computer science. After 1 year spent abroad in Ireland during the Erasmus program, I had to decide whether to stay or to move from Pisa. The Master in Computer Science and Networking convinced me to stay, and I'm glad that I've chosen it. Indeed, I got the chance to look more into topics I like the most, ranging from computer networks to parallel programming, and to software engineering to cloud computing architectures. Here, I discovered my true passion for research, and again, naturally, I went for a PhD. As a PhD student, I'm working on the predictive analysis for managing complex application systems in the service-oriented cloud and fog computing research group. Last but not least, the University of Pisa offers an amazing sports center, where I weekly go to play tennis with friends and colleagues. The sports center also offers a gym and brand new volleyball, basketball, and of course football facilities. What about the future? Who knows? Perhaps I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, thanks Stefano for your presentation. And let us now move to the seventh master that we also have entirely in English, which is the Computer Science and Networking, which once again tries to combine different expertises in order to prepare our students to have a better possibility to find a job in the future. And this combines computer and information science and technologies and communication networking science and technologies. We have in our room Daniele, who did study this master and finished last year, and is willing to reply to any question that you might have in terms of the past and the future. Eighth master is in economics. So if you choose Pisa, you can basically do both a BA in economics and management and a master in economics. So the central idea of this master is to allow students to improve their abilities to analyze economic phenomena at different level and be able to work both in research centers and consulting firms, central banking, and many other possibilities. The ninth master is different from economics, and we moved from engineering to computer sciences to economics, and we now enter the field of exploration and applied geophysics. These also combine different types of expertise, basically physics plus geology plus engineering, and the main idea is to help students in becoming experts to find a job in the industries in the geophysical market, and we will study different topics from rock physics to applied geophysics to seismic imaging. 10th master is the one in materials and nanotechnology, which combines different expertises of the University of Pisa. It's a master's which is composed of courses taught in different departments, from civil industrial engineering to information engineering, physics, chemistry, industrial chemistry, and offers different types of opportunities in the job market. Neuroscience is our 11th master, taught entirely in English, and this also combines different types of expertises. You can basically enter this master coming from different bachelors, from medicine to chemistry to biology. You will have develop expertise in different fields, but the main idea is to let you be able to work in pharmaceutical and biotechnological industries. And last but not least is our nuclear engineering master, which also combines different types of expertises. So students will basically learn study courses that range from physical fundamentals of nuclear engineering to nuclear measurements to nuclear materials to nuclear plants. I will now briefly highlight the presence of summer schools. Let me just remind, in order to understand how to apply, please visit our website, have a look at the deadlines, have a look at the requirements that vary from each master to another master. And let us concentrate now on the PhD programs. I've been informed there are many students who are interested in our PhD programs, so feel free to address questions. We will reply, we'll address them at the Q&A. We have PhD in many fields, in 34 different fields, according to the many interests and disciplines that are taught in our departments. So these are the areas that we host PhDs, from physics to chemistry to law to social sciences to health sciences, humanities, and arts. Which are the requirements? The requirements are, of course, to have a master degree and to be able to present an innovative, groundbreaking, thought-provocative project. There are two main ways to have access to the PhD. One main is the call for all candidates. So you should have a look at the website of our PhD, which is dottorato.unip.it. You have all the information concerning the deadlines and different calls. So one way is applying to the call. Generally, calls are out in April, and the deadline in January is June, but please have a look at the websites. And this is one major possibility. A second option is so-called by supernumerary status, which means if you already have a scholarship, either from your country or from institutions or from the European Union or many other possibilities, you can bring your scholarship and study in Pisa with us. Last page of all the programs which have in English is the summer and winter schools. We have different summer and winter schools, so let's briefly have a look at this nice video. Sorry, I wish for you.
Explore this summer, explore your future.
Explore this summer, explore your future.
Explore this summer, explore your future.
Explore this summer, explore your future.
Come to Pisa. It's an incredible experience. It's an incredible place. It's beautiful. It's fun. You will have a wonderful time there.
Okay, let me just focus for the last minute that I have on the services that we have in Pisa. We have several services for the students who want to have information. So these are several portals that you can use. But this is an important service, which is the Welcome Office, which is part of the international office of the university, which supports students for all the practical things. It's very important. Once you're in Pisa and you might get lost, don't worry. We are here to help you, to allow you to have understand all the issues related to your presence in Pisa. We have a very interesting language center, where you can study Italian, of course, at the same time being able to go on with your own studies with all the languages that you have written on the slide. We do not need to waste time on highlighting how good is Italian food. Well, you can taste that food in our canteens. And sports is our last service. Stefano was mentioning that this nice place where you can play different sports, from football to basketball to baseball to fencing. Pisa has a very important fencing team. And finally, if you are interested into singing and playing an instrument, you have the choir and the orchestra of the University of Pisa. I'll probably stop here and let the time for some questions. I just want to say to the students who have written their questions here that if you're not able to address them now, do not worry, we will reply to them as soon as Doc City allows us to get your email or your addresses.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Professor Marzano. Thank you for this beautiful presentation. We have already received almost 40 questions. We have read through all of them, and I have aggregated the topics in a few points so that you can address the main topics that came up. Also, something that I would like to tell to all the students that are connected tonight, we will be sending you an email as a follow-up to this event tonight, so that you will have all the useful information that you have seen in this presentation all in one email. You will know who you can contact directly in order to further your interest in the different courses according to your background and according to your level of studies and what you are interested in. And you will also find all the useful links for you to go more in depth. So this will be something that we will do with all the students who have participated tonight. Now, if it's okay, I invite all of you guys who are connected to write all your questions in the Q&A section. I see that now we have more than 40 questions. I would like to start with the topic that has been probably one of the most popular ones. So we have a lot of students who have asked about scholarships. If you want just to give maybe a few indications, if you have specific scholarships or if there is some sort of policy in this sense from the university, Professor.
Yes, so probably I should highlight this slide, which is the so-called DSU, the Right to Study program, which is a several scholarships which are all offered by this program. The DSU is funded by the Tuscany region, which allows students from all over the world to apply either for a reduction on the fees or for a total
total scholarship, tuition, a full tuition.
A full tuition, thanks. That of course depends on the country of origin of the student and of course on the income of the family. The thing is that you should have a look at the information that are already on our website to understand which are the options to apply for a partial or a total scholarship.
Great, thank you very much, Professor. The second point that we have seen that came up quite frequently was related to admission process and more specifically if there is any minimum GPA that is required to attend courses and if the students need any type of language certificate in order to participate and to attend your courses.
Okay, now that very much depends on the type of program. So my suggestion is to have a look at the specific indication of each program. So for example, the Bachelor of Economics requires a test to be taken, and only those who have a certain point can be accepted. Other programs, so the foundation and or the bachelor, it depends. For the masters, the most important thing is that you should have a BA consistent with the topics that you study. But of course, you can apply, and the committee will evaluate. In terms of language, we basically require to have a good level of English in order to be able to attend our courses in English. But it's open to different types of certificates, from TOEFL to IELTS, to certificates which are provided by different institutions. Of course, something different if for those who want to study the Italian programs, then in that case you need to have either a B1 for the BA or a B2 in Italian for the master. But for those who want to study English, Italian is not required.
Perfect, thank you. Can we have a very quick focus on research opportunities and your connection with the work environment?
Okay, no, it very much depends on the type of master.
Of course, yes.
The master that we have presented are very much bound to the job market. We have contacts with different industries, different firms, not only in Tuscany, Piaggio is one of those, but all over Italy, but also Europe. Basically, the idea is to prepare our students to have an expertise that can be played in the job market. So all the masters that we have presented have a big connection with practical issues in order to be able to find a job in the future. I'm not sure whether some of you guys want to say something on that. Vittorio, do you want to add something?
Can you hear me from there?
Or you can already come.
Yeah, I can say that from an engineering perspective, I'm studying aerospace engineering and space engineering in particular. There's a strong link in the department with several companies surrounding Pisa, but also abroad. And more often than not, master ends up with a master's thesis that is hosted as an internship in one of the companies, as well as I'm focusing on a PhD course, and I'm doing it in parallel while working in a research institution around Pisa. So I would say that, at least from my experience in the engineering field, there's a lot of connection between professors and university and surrounding companies, and a number of connections abroad in Europe, the US, etc. So yeah, I can say that there's a lot of work opportunities there.
Daniele, do you want to add something? Yeah, we also have another reply from another of our guests.
It's great that we are able to see and hear directly the students, I believe, for also the students who are connected tonight. So
I'm Daniele, and I was a student in computer science and networking. So then I did a PhD in computer science, and I just finished my PhD last year. So the PhD program in computer science and networking has a very good connection with several companies. So for example, many of my colleagues now work in top companies like Google in Zurich or like in Amazon. So we have a really lot of contact, and this is true also for the PhD program. So if you're considering doing a PhD program in computer science here in Pisa, there is the possibility to spend part of your PhD program in some company, like for a couple of months. And this is true, as I said, both for large companies around the world, but also for many other companies and startups in the Pisa area and in Tuscany in general. So, of course, there is a strong link between the university and the companies. And actually, the University of Pisa has a very good service for that, because basically companies can access a database of freshly graduated students. So usually, as soon as you get graduated, you receive a lot of calls by companies, at least for science. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Daniele.
Great, thank you very much for your answer.
Eleonora,
yes?
I say something about the scholarships?
Absolutely, please.
Yeah, because I see that there are several answers about that. And I want to say that we have this agency, the regional agency for the right of study of the students, offer every year scholarships for students with low family income. But also the University of Pisa wants to increase the number of students coming from abroad, and every year offers merit-based grants for students enrolled in the master's degree programs held in English. So actually this current year, we offered 10 scholarships of 10,000 euros. Of course, it's decided to divide this amount for different students, but actually is from 200 euros up to 10,000 euros. And for the next year, the University of Pisa wants to increase this number. So I suppose that we will have more than 10 scholarships. Of course, they are merit-based. It means that during the year, the students is provided to get credits, and in order to evaluate his career, we offer or not offer this scholarship. So because we want to attract the students of excellent backgrounds. We don't want to increase just the number of international students. We want to increase the numbers of students of excellence.
Great, thank you very much, Laura, for this further indication. It's actually very helpful because a lot of students connected tonight have actually asked specifically about scholarship and merit-based scholarships. So thank you very much for your reply. Okay, we still have a few minutes for this webinar, for tonight's presentation. I know that for many of you it's already quite late according to the country where you are connecting from. I invite all of you guys to write your questions, especially about topics that have not been covered yet in this question and answer section.
Eleonora, can I just add one thing? Because I saw that in the questions there
yes, absolutely.
The rating. Now these are, as you see from our presentation, 2019 has been just released a new World University Ranking, QS World University Ranking, and PISA is among the top 100 in the world in 5 different subjects. And in terms of specific topics, for example, classic and ancient history, we are 26th in the world. Mathematics, physics, astronomy, computer science, and information systems, we are all between 51st and 100 in the world. So we consider ourselves an excellent university.
Excellent, great. Thank you very much for this specific information. Okay, I'm reading through all the questions.
Yeah. Of course,
I invite...
look at this other slide, which the so-called 5 stars for innovation and accessibility, and 5 stars for teaching, internationalization, and facilities. So we are a university with several stars, and we're very proud of that.
Great. Perfect. I'm reading through all the questions. I see many questions are specifically related to the personal situation in terms of what the different students want to study, or which field they're interested in, or which type of program. So I invite all the students tonight who are connected with us to then reach out directly to University of Pisa at the email address that we will provide you with, so that you can ask specifically about your situation, and they will be able to guide you directly towards the type of program that is more suitable for you. Perfect. I see also a lot of students that are thanking for this beautiful presentation. I am reading a lot of questions again about admission criteria, which, as we said, are related to the specific programs. So I will...
Can I just highlight that for all those who are interested, please have a look at this email address, international@unip.it. So this is our address. Basically, send to us any question, any comment, anything you want to know, and we'll be more than happy to reply to your questions.
Fantastic. Yes, again, we will share with you guys all this information also later, so that you have everything in one place. Just as an overview, we have seen you provide a lot of different courses. I've seen a lot of questions coming for the scientific field, and a lot of also students from that field who have brought their story to us. But I've also seen many students interested in the field of humanities. So I again confirm the fact that they can reach out to you directly to find the most appropriate course for them.
Yeah, for those interested in humanities, the address is IPH, the International Program Humanities, which I also run. And so feel free to email us and make any question that you're interested in. I don't know if there's anybody specifically interested in Bionics Engineering. We have Arturo, my anonymous, from Mexico. If there's anybody,
I've actually seen many questions related to engineering. So I believe if he wants to,
if you want to come here and just say something,
again, bring his story to us, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. I'm studying Master Science in Bionics Engineering. It's a really topic. It's in between of many areas like medicine, biology, maths, computer science, and is oriented to make a startup or even a PhD or enter into the laboral workforce. And we have two areas, neuroscience and biorobotics. And in this way, you start first year in general topic, and then you diverge in biorobotics or neuroscience. It's very interesting, and it's open to whatever who is interested in this area.
Thank you.
Excellent. Just one last question to close. In terms of timing for application, we know that it varies according to program. We had one student who was extremely interested and wanted to ask if it's still possible to enroll in the 2018-2019 academic year, or if we're talking about starting in the new academic year of 2019-2020.
No, we are talking about the 2019-20.
Yeah.
So it is not possible anymore to get enrolled in 18-19.
For the master degree programs held in English, the deadlines are now. I mean, all the calls are open now, and the deadlines are, at the end of April. I think the last one for non-European students. So you have to be careful because we are, just on the deadline. So just go to the portal to see your programs and to apply if you are interested. Because before accepted, the committee has to evaluate your background, so it needs a little time to evaluate your career.
Absolutely.
And for economics, the deadline is March 29, so hurry up.
Okay, perfect. So we will make sure to highlight all this information also in the email that we will be sending to all the students who are connected tonight. So I would say that we have arrived at the end of this beautiful presentation. So I would like, first of all, to thank all the panelists that have joined us tonight. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was extremely interesting and beautiful. Thank you to all the different students of University of Pisa who have also participated in those very engaging videos. They were lovely.
I'll try just to show to you.
Awesome. That's great. Awesome. Thank you very much to Professor Marzano. And thank you again very much also to Laura Nelli.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the students who have connected with us tonight. Feel free to refer directly to all the information that we will be sending to you. And at this point, thank you again and see you soon.
Bye, students. See you in Pisa. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Questo
Thank you, bye-bye. I see all the students are thanking and say bye. Thank you, guys, thank you. Bye.